Lagos lawmakers speak on flawed impeachment of state houses of assembly speakers in Nigeria. Plus, House Committee on Education begins inspection of school projects in the state. We have details coming up. We're glad to have you join us on another episode of Lagos Parliament, the program that brings your legislature closer to you. I am Abimbola Agbebi. Now, last week, our focus was on the bill proposed by the executive arm of government, the Lagos Cooperative College Bill, which is expected to give the Lagos economy a leap. Well, this week, we'll be looking at a number of issues that will interest you. This is Lagos Parliament. I welcome you once again.
Get closer to your legislators. See them in action as they deliberate on moving the state forward. Watch updates on weekly events, presentation of bills, passage of laws, adoption of resolutions, and many more. Also, get a chance to meet the lawmaker of the week and watch the legislators. Observe plenary in Yoruba language. Lagos Parliament, every Thursday 7:30 p.m. and Sunday 11 a.m. respectively on TVC News Nigeria and TVC Entertainment. Lagos Parliament, bringing the legislators closer to you.
Lawmakers in the Lagos State House of Assembly have shared their thoughts on recent impeachment of speakers of some state houses of assembly in Nigeria. They say the development is not good for the country's democracy.
What is happening of recent, the removal of speakers, is a threat to our democracy. And the people generally are also not showing interest in what is happening in the legislature, in the parliament. Not Lagos alone and other houses of assembly. To my own counting, I think almost 6 or 7 speakers have been removed so far. In some houses, maybe we have 3 speakers now or 2 like that. So I think it's not good. It's something terrible. It's something that is not befit our democracy, and people should not just fold their hands and watch. People generally invested a lot to get this democracy. The media, maybe the electronics or print, are supposed to report regularly incidents going on in all the houses of assembly. It should not be limited to National Assembly alone, and they should make it a national discourse when something wrong happens in any of the parliament. They should be able to say, and this will allow people, to come into it, to start raising issues, and with that, whosoever that is involved can be condemned where necessary. I'm not saying speakers should not be removed, but it should be left to that institution, the members of that institution, to decide what they want to do.
Most of these things has political undertone, and it depends on the caliber of who the speaker is and his political will. I will tell you, for instance, Lagos State House of Assembly, without minusing words, without hiding anything, you have to be blunt with you. He's a man of experience, that you know when to hit, you know when to cool, you know when to tackle, and you understand what they call the concept of speakership. Again, you see, depends on even the governor. When the speaker himself regards that is inferior to the another arms of government, so that is going to happen. When you demand what you're supposed not to demand, when you are why will I call it? When you don't stay within your own cover, so that one is bound to happen. And we thank God for some of these governors that are okay. We say that the House of Assembly will also be okay. Definitely, yes. Well, I do not see it as a game of a little misgiving. To God, once we tackle it, it's a bad game. That's what I say. It's a bad game. It is. It is not good for developmental tendencies.
I'm of the opinion that for this type of trend that is happening, I don't think it's good for the system. Whatever might be their differences, they can always sit down and iron it out. Yes, I agree that it's just a force among the equal that becomes the speakers of the houses of the assembly. But even at that, since you have really agreed to pick somebody, it's supposed to be a learning process where we need to really endure each other, learn from each other and try to correct each other. But even at that, since you have really agreed to pick somebody, it's supposed to be a learning process where we need to really endure each other, learn from each other and try to correct each other. So from that point we can move near to perfection. But mostly you will discover that the reasons might not be something that you can be able to pin something down. It's just a matter of, okay, this has done enough, let another person go and do it. So which might not really be good for the system. Where we borrow the system from, I don't think it's running that way. When you look at the way they've been running the art of parliament or parliamentary art in most of the developed states, you will see the way some people have been in the system for years and they are not even, aspiring to be the head of parliament, but they have been doing wonderful works, and one can really, their words can speak for them, even more than being the head of the parliament. So we need to really take caution about that, and we need to really try as much as possible to develop the system to build institutions instead of building individuals.
I feel it's highly despicable and quite condemnable that acts of impeachment and all of that can be going on in the legislature without actually following the due process. Well, with the recent one that made the mockery of our democracy, which happened in Edo State, for instance, clearly shows the fact that there's some sort of undertone in the system or the approach being taken as regards impeachment. And for all its worth, the legislature, which forms the most active part of the democracy, has to be respected. And all of that happening, it has happened in Ondo, it has happened in Edo, it has happened in a few other places as well. It's not encouraging, and it's not showing a good face of the legislature. Well, I know that that kind of trend cannot happen in the Lagos State House of Assembly, because we are together in unity, promoting and protecting the interest of Lagosians as a whole, because we first think about the people and how it affects them directly, and those are the things that we need to consider in the system of governance. And if we want to provide a more visible democracy that is of standard, and of course the House of Assembly, where I'm an honorable member in the Lagos State House of Assembly, continues to strive hard in pursuit of excellence and making sure that we rise above every common standards of excellence.
As part of its oversight functions, the Lagos State House of Assembly Committee on Education has kicked off its two-day inspection tour of some school projects across the state that are currently under construction. The inspection team was led by the chairman of the Committee on Education, Honorable Larry Ogunyemi.
Please, you don't go to corner.
Based on the understanding, I think it's the rain issue. Based on the site performance, I think it's the rain that in the challenges. We still have the materials, you have the rain, but it's the excavation aspect of it. Whenever it is raining, we don't used to do much of the excavation.
From what we are seeing here, you don't have the full complement of your workforce on ground. Nothing is working here, no machine is moving, nothing. We have just 4 men just digging, who obviously were brought in, this morning because
these are our workmen. These are the ones that will be working with us on this one. So I have to understand that they're having meetings with the governor and deputy officer. I don't know this, but
you are the supervisor of this project.
Okay.
I'm asking you, what can we do, unless you are telling me you are not competent to speak on behalf of the company?
Yes, that's it.
Because I asked you initially, before I started throwing the questions at you, whether you were competent enough to answer all the questions, and you answered in the affirmative. So, unless you are saying there are certain questions you can't answer.
There might be other.
What do you think we can do about the slow pace of the work?
I think,
because I'm aware that money is not a challenge. If you have been paid 40%, you have money to have gone beyond the stage that this job is now. That's what I'm saying.
The challenge that we have is the rain, because since we are on the foundation, the major of this work now, the bulk of this work now is digging. And we can see that all this place now that we are digging, you can see that it has very covered by rain.
There are others of this project.
Definitely.
They would fund it, they would put the project in place. And you know there are so many things competing for attention from government. So that government is desirous of giving this project to the state is an indication that they would fund it. It might not be at the pace that you are expecting it, but they would fund it. And we can assure you that the reason why we are also here is to see the level of work done, to see the progress that is made, so that challenges you have a timeline subject to availability of funds. So nobody will blame you for not meeting the timeline if government itself is not forthcoming with the fund. And that's one of the reasons why we're going around to say we are impressed by what the contractor has done. Having gone beyond even what government has provided, we need to encourage the contractor to deliver. That's precisely why we are on the road.
Thank you so much.
I hope you understand that.
When you get to Angles, you will see even because right here it's not really easy.
Because
for you to see the level, what kind of project it is, because it's kind of cozy.
Because you are not the only contractor handling this type of project. We came in from somewhere, and we were not impressed at what we saw.
Obviously.
You understand? And that you are also doing this and you're handling the other. It's for us to now be able to sit back and say this contractor deserves whatever support we can give as quickly as possible.
With regard to that, I have the information that it's not yet released, and when it will be released, that
Send him text now.
Well, this project, I must say, is gargantuan. It is ambitious, and I would say that it's a giant stride on the part of the Akinwumi Ambode administration. They are model colleges, and by the project, there are supposed to be 36 classrooms. In each of the 3 schools, there are supposed to be laboratories, there are supposed to be some other facilities, world-class facilities that will be befitting of what you can say of a model college in a mega city. But I must say that the essence of this visit is for us to assess the level of work done, given the fact that earlier in the year, the sod for the buildings were turned by His Excellency, and we were part of that process, and we felt that given the desire and given the drive that we saw on the part of government, we should come back on assessment to see what has been done. I must say that the government is on course, there's no doubt about that. We have visited the 3 model colleges that are supposed to be the pilot scheme before it goes around the other parts of the state. And I must say that we are pleased with what we found at 2 of the sites, the Angus Memorial Site and, of course, the Lagos City Model College. And I think we need to encourage the contractor to do more, and we would be appealing to our government to see what can be quickly done to release more funds to this contractor to be able to deliver to time. But for Ojo, we are not too impressed at what we found there, and we want to appeal to the contractor who has accessed 40% or say 30% of the fund to please go back to site and make sure that they do the job that is commensurate with what they have accessed. And I think by and large, if we say 2 out of the projects is impressive so far, given what we have found on ground, and we are saying the other one is still lagging behind, I would say that we are impressed, 50-60% impressed at what we have seen here.
Away from that, the significance of grassroots soccer to the development of sports in Nigeria was again brought to the fore as the first female grassroots soccer birthed in Ekpe area of Lagos. Female football team, which is largely sponsored by the lawmaker representing the area in the House of Assembly, commended the interest shown by the wife of the Lagos State Governor, Mrs. Bolanle Ambode, whose name the team presently bears.
Captain, introduce your players.
I'm a goalkeeper. I stand alone on the goalpost to coordinate my teammates and to organize and defend my teammates to be able to control them well. Because the governor is really helping us, he's giving us a new field, and I really thank Honorable Abiodun Tom for sponsoring the team. Without team, we wouldn't have been here. I would like to see the team, the female national team, the higher level, some at Europe, play far.
It's a very good game. And I think if we can start like this, we will improve and be somebody in life with it.
God bless you. Juliet. And kids. God bless you. Just put in the bread. So, Chairman, so let them give.
Yeah, I actually go to kitchen, but football is my first option. Besides that, so I feel great playing football. If I'm down, as far as I'm on the field, I feel great. Nothing else. Me personally, I hope to be in the national team very soon, like 2-3 years from now. And this team, I hope they play Premier League as Nigeria Women Premier League very soon. So that's all we look for. I want to say thank you to Honorable Abiodun Tobu for his performance on this ongoing community. So more grace to his elbow.
Yeah, it's a privilege playing here for the first time playing in an aside field hosted by Honorable Abiodun Tobu. I wish him good life and many. God should just help him do all things he wants. Yeah, I want to tell him a big thank you for him, like bringing up the kind of competition for female, because it's not been easy for a female to get a competition. So getting a competition played on this pitch.
Grassroots is where the hidden talents lie. This is the first of its kind in this division, and I really want to appreciate the person that powered it. That is Honorable Abiodun Tobu. We pray that this kind of competition comes up periodically here.
Oh, well, first and foremost, we've been organizing male football competition for some time, and we discovered that we've been recycling most of our players. We've picked the best of them. So I wonder if really we have female footballer in Ekpe. So this brought out the idea, let's organize a female football competition to see really if we have female football potentials, footballer potentials in Ekpe. And that is why we brought out the idea. I discussed with the NFA when they asked me to come and organize a football competition. I said, well, I'm ready if they are ready to organize the football competitions, and they agree. So we inform our people, we asked the team to start, grooming themselves up and ready for actions. So, and they came together, they told me they are ready, and I said, okay, if that should be the case, let me sponsor the program and let's see what we can come out with. I feel we have potentials at the grassroots levels. So what they're only looking for is an opportunity to express themselves and to show their skill and to tell the whole world that they can do it, they have the skill, they have technical competence, they only need to be groomed. And with what we have seen here in Ekpe, I feel we have a lot of them that we need to be, fish out and train. So I called the NFA, let them come, let them scout, let them see if you can pick some of them and see how we can develop them and integrate them into the state or national team. But with what we're doing, our mission is to have a female football team to represent the division at any level. And that I feel we've had enough. We had a lot of strikers, a lot of defenders, and a lot of goalkeepers as a match during the course of this competition. And like I told them, Her Excellency, the Governor of Lagos, the wife of the Governor of Lagos State, she's very, very interested in the female football team and seeing our ladies, our girls, growing to become one of the main stars in the world. So she encouraged us to go ahead and do it. And that is why this competition is tagged or fashioned after her. That is, they said, Her Excellency, Madam Abolanle Ambode Female Football Competition, organized by Ekpe Division, NFF, and humbly sponsored by my humble self, Honorable Tobu. So if you are acknowledged, I recommend you that you are bold enough to come. A lot of things.
And with that, it's a wrap on this week's episode of Lagos Parliament. We thank you for staying with us. Till I see you again next week, Remember, you can watch previous episodes of Lagos Parliament on www.youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Abimbola Agbebi. Bye for now.